Hi YouTube, it's me, the Shy Pianist, or you may know me as Donald of Zephyr War Games, bringing you an update to my Sky Striker deck, or deck 58 Sire. Just because of with our new inclusion of our Sky Striker Link monster and new main deck monster, thought I would at least do an update. And with all the changes that's happened to this deck, this is my current build for the moment. So first and foremost, the card sleeves from the main deck are standard size as with all my majority of my decks, and this deck is mainly made for fun. It's not to be the most meta relevant, but I think Sky Striker, after the ban list, you would certainly hope it would not be meta relevant anymore. So it's just a sort of fun deck and casual side to play. Quite casual as this deck is. So let's get straight into it. So starting straight off, we are playing Triple Ray, or as I like to call her, Charlotte. Reference to Infinite Stratos. We are still playing 3 Ray. Just nothing just beats Ray for the most part. And with the new inclusion, we have the one Sky Striker Ace Rose, or I like to call her Laura. Once again, if you are fans of the Infinite Stratos anime, you totally understand where I'm coming from with all this. Rose, for the most part, in my build, is not as necessary as needed. It is nice to probably have like an extra copy or two, but I've only got my hands on the one. Would I play it at 2? It's just debatable. I just like to just have at least one in the deck to just have access to her. Aside from that, you're mainly just going to be focusing on Ray to do your link summons for the part. So yeah, that's for the Sky Striker Ace monsters. For hand traps, rest of the monster lineup, pretty much you're playing. I like to just play the 3 Ash Blossoms in the 3 different rarities, as with always for that part. Now, this is where it just goes on to the spells. So, one-offs, 1 Afterburners, Jamming Waves, your Hornet Drones. You obviously have to have the 1 Widow Anchor and your 1 Multi-Roll. For me, this is like just the rate. Obviously, these are at 1. The Jamming Waves and Afterburners can be up to 2 or 3 depending on your preference of how to spot remove your opponent's side of the board. Personally, I just think this is fine to just keep them at 1 for now. For 2 Wolves, I have double Shark Cannon. Obviously, you're just using your opponent's monsters to just link climb. Double Hercules Base. Now that it's not as accessible or to search, just having an extra 1 copy is just for the long grind game, as the deck is now more stall based. And then to just reoccur your resources is really nice to have on that. We have the double double Eagle Booster. My deck predominantly does rely on or focus to use Eagle Booster. Even that's being said, I still keep it at 2 to just keep the ratios on the other cards nicely rounded. But yes, my deck is just a lot of just Eagle Booster. During the goal is to Eagle Booster every turn with multi-roll and the Imperial Iron Wall play, so you always constantly have your monster on the board and it won't get destroyed, unaffected by other card effects, can't be destroyed by battle. Just keep looping it. We do have the 2 new Scissor Cross, Sky Striker Maneuver Scissor Cross. This, for my sake, I like to view this as a recursion to grab back Ray after you exhausted a lot of the play of you summon her during your opponent's turn. Going to Kana, it gets destroyed. Revive back Ray, protect, and then it gets destroyed again to protect your life points. And then Scissor Cross just gets her back out as if, and then proceed on plays like normally. Or even just adding back to her hand is just as good as enough anyway. And to round it off, we play double Area Zero and the 1 Terraforming. But yeah, double air 0, 1 terraforming. It's just nice to have. And so that's for the Sky Striker spells. For those spells, we are because we're now pretty much stall based and resorting to anything we can grab our hands on. We are playing triple Mystic Mine. Obviously, terraforming gives you options to either go for the Area 0 or Mystic Mine. And your general goal with this is to just go into higher tier and attack directly. Sad to say, this is what this deck has to resort to now. For the sort of bit more stable condition and win con on this deck. By all means, if you don't want to play this, don't play it. Other spells, triple Foolish Barrel Goods, in combination with obviously the Metaphors Fusion. Obviously, manipulating the amount of spells in your grave, then put this back in your deck, then draw 1. It's just nice to have on that part. The one rotor, obviously you can search Ray or Rose, or should I say Charlotte or Laura, to your hand. Double MST. Now, I've decided to go with MST over cards per se, like Twin Twister, because you don't want to discard. Cosmic Cyclone, not so much needed to banish now and to pay life points. Because this is a lot more story based, you're not really wanting to guarantee to be playing your life points out in the game. And last but not least, for the spells, my own personal choice attack is Slash Draw. Reason being, this does come up for either in the long run, in the long game, because you're story, to be able to mill or manipulate your grave to have 3 spells in grave, and recycle back other stuff that you need, recycle your extra deck monsters, recycle your main deck monsters, especially on the case if you don't see Hercules base, or you do use Hercules base on that part and you exhausted it. Slash Draw is just one of those cards that will just come in clutch and just recycle your stuff back in the long run. For traps, now, admittedly, we are playing triple Decker and only B1 and triple Imperial Iron Wall. Now, the only B1 can be any floodgate you so wish to. Iron Wall is for my, as I mentioned earlier, my combo, self-preference of combo to play alongside multi-roll, playing Ego Booster. I know obviously all your other Sky Striker spells, they don't get banished. You can reset them with multi-roll and keep doing this every turn. Play all the normal spells, set your quick play spells for your opponent's turn, and keep reusing that Widow Anchor. Now it does contradict against Shark Cannon, so do take bear that in mind. If you prefer to keep using Shark Cannon, by all means take this out. And that's it for the main deck. Now onto the extra deck. Obviously we have, I'm only playing the one Sky Striker Ace Zaki. Well, for those who don't know about her effect, must be link summoned, can only special on one of this card once per turn. If this card is link summoned, you can target one face-up monster on the field, banish it until the opponent's next end phase. Once per turn, target one other card you control. This card gains 1000 attack, and then send the targeted card to the graveyard. Now, it's really nice to just banish. During your turn, banish, it comes back their next end phase. Is really nice, but it's very situational for that part. That's why I keep the one off, and you having this Sky Striker Ace monster, you can link off like tokens and other stuff that you have on your board that are problematic on your board, just to get you just free up your main monster zones. Obviously, we are playing the Water, Earth, Fire, and Air. Sky Striker Aces, being on the fact that these are pretty much what you need to have in the extra deck. So Kagari now back at 3. We are playing obviously her at 3. And Shizuku obviously at 3. The only Hayate we're also playing at 3, but Kaina is the only one we play at 2. Kaina is not so much prevalent or needed, but as you're probably well aware by now, that I just love to have different rarities for this part, which is sad we don't have a secret for kinda, but you know, a lot of people would be in disappointment with that. Anyway, so yes, Kagari now back at 3. Reoccur, especially if you want to combo off with Foolish Barrel Goods. Shizuku obviously adding badging your end phase. Hayate mainly your go-to alongside with Mystic Mine attacking directly, or just sending something and then going to Kagari and grab it back to your hand. Enough other than that. Kinda is just those yeah, admittedly somewhat degenerate on play onto just going to time, but then to be able to stall during your well, not sort of stall, but sort of hit a card during your opponent's turn to not attack. It's very nice, especially when it's during their turn, and using raid to go into her. So yeah, we are this are the ratios I play at. The rest of the Link monsters, we played the one Phoenix, one Unicorn, and the one Boral Sword. Phoenix just for an extra sort of spell and trap removal. Unicorn for the bounce, especially if you go into Phoenix first, and then you just want to clear off, or go into something better, go into Unicorn. And then obviously Boral Sword if you're stealing your opponent's monsters, and then just going for the OTK. So that is it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed this Sky Striker update in a way. I'm pretty sure a lot of you aren't going to be happy to see Sky Striker if it becomes quote unquote meta again, but I highly doubt it. It's going to be a thing. So yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And as always guys, happy dueling!